Matt and I are going to see Exodus, the new Ridley Scott movie, coming out Friday, December 12th. So be sure to check it out. You know, going into it, I'm excited. I love Christian Bale. I love Ridley Scott. I'm excited. You know, stay tuned for our review. It's gonna be great. Exodus. Flick Fanatics back at you once again.
Gods and Kings. I'm Matt. With me as always is my best friend Jackson. The defiant leader Moses rises up against the Egyptian pharaoh Ramses, setting 600,000 slaves on a monumental journey of escape from Egypt and its terrifying cycle of deadly plagues. That's a pretty good
explanation, but in the movie they mentioned there are 400,000, not 600,000.
That's a good point.
So, IMDb, this isn't Lawrence of Arabia. They didn't actually get, like, thousands of people to do it.
Yeah.
This is mostly computer. And at times you can tell.
But it's done pretty well.
Yeah.
There are a lot of great wide shots where the landscapes are CGI, but it looks good.
Yeah,
I mean,
the way they filmed, like, the actual people, whatever lenses they were using, you know, post effects they were using on the people themselves, really kind of blended it all in with the computer-generated backgrounds. Yeah. Surprisingly, it didn't stand out. There may have been one scene that I think stood out.
You know, you got Ridley Scott helming this movie, directing this movie. A lot of people think he needs to quit. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the cast. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the fact that this is a Hollywood production taking on a biblical story.
Yep, Old Testament.
One of the New York Times bestsellers.
Yeah, the Bible.
The Bible. If you're looking at this for a Hollywood entertainment kind of movie, it's a stacked cast.
Like, ridiculously stacked.
You see all these familiar faces. You see Ben Kingsley. You see Sigourney Weaver.
Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
Tons of people that all the trailers, thankfully, honestly, overlooked.
Yeah.
You know, you only see Moses and Ramesses, pretty much. Everybody else is just like, you know, you see them in passing.
A lot of these other actors, though, were very underplayed. And granted, this story is about, I'm just going to say this straight up, this story is about Moses.
Yeah.
This movie's about Moses.
The movie, the biblical story, it's about Moses.
So there's a lot of Christian Bale in this movie, and I'm going to tell you straight up, he is the one that holds this movie together.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Because all the secondary characters, including Ramesses, of course they're vital to the story and the, you know, advancement of the plot, but at the same time it's like, we could have just had no names fill these seats, and it would have been the exact same movie. There was really no upside of having, you know, recognizable people as all these secondary characters, because as you mentioned, they hardly have any lines. 2.5 hours, honest to God, felt like 4. It felt like 4 hours, but at the same time, this is a weird way of putting it, but it didn't, like, drag. I guess the story itself is so hefty, and it, you know, stretches over all of these years. You know, almost Moses' entire life, from when he's a young adult, I guess, to his old age. But it didn't drag, it just felt like, you know, 4 fucking hours.
There were so many parts in this movie, I'm like, this is the end. This is the last scene.
Yeah.
And then there's another scene, and I go, okay, this is the last scene. This is it. Then there's another scene, I go,
yeah.
There's a huge amount of time that this is telling in 2.5 hours, but to me, as I'm watching this, I couldn't help but think this is a director's cut. I mean,
yeah.
That's what that felt like. All in all, though, it was done pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, it missed some points for me.
It's conflicting. It's definitely, a lot of things are running through my mind, like things they could have changed or things they could have added. And
sure, there's things that they changed that's going to piss people off.
You know it's happening, the parting of the Red Sea. Interesting take on it, though.
Yeah, I give this a C+. It's good. It's not...
It's worth watching.
It's unfortunate.
Because of Christian Bale, he really carried the whole thing. But it was a religious movie without the religion.
Yeah, they really didn't like dive into like the beliefs and like what we're really believing in and who we're putting our faith in. They mention it.
They mention, of course, God
but they don't make the audience, they don't force anything.
It's not about religion, it's about Moses, like his personal struggle.
And I'd say a huge theme of this film is equality.
You know, it didn't really take any stands because it was about Moses's personal journey, not about like the overreaching, you know, message of the original Exodus story. So I'm gonna have to agree with you, Matt. C+, solid movie, lacking in, you know,
Quite a few departments when you think about it. What are your thoughts on it? Have you not seen it? What are your thoughts on it going into it or not going into it? The race thing is a big thing for a lot of people, I've noticed.
And we won't discuss that, but you know, in the comment section, you know, it's there for a reason. Leave your comments, whether you like the movie, whether you're not going to like the movie. Even if you haven't seen it and you want to judge it already, go right ahead.
What is your opinion on Hollywood taking on these, you know, stories of great importance to some people?
Yeah.
I personally don't mind. It's whatever. It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
To
it's
me.
Hollywood.
To me.
Yeah,
it's a movie.
same here.
So
there's a lot of toes to step on in these arenas with
really-
religious movies. It's not telling you to believe in God.
yeah.
It's not jamming anything down your throat. It's not like doing it passive aggressively either. It's just like, this is Moses, he believes in God, his people believe in God. Yeah, subscribe, like, comment, favorite, share, do whatever you want. And you know, if there's certain areas where we can improve or things you want to see on our channel, let us know. Good night and good luck.